All right, let's get across some more federal politics tonight with former Chief of Staff to Bill Shorten and former Labor State Secretary Cameron Milner. Cameron, welcome again. Look, there's accusations the coalition is not serious. Susan Lee is failing to land a blow in question time. We're seeing this article from Jeff Chambers. He writes about Ted O'Brien, the shadow treasurer, his wacky speeches. And in one about the economy, he referred to Candyman 15 times and Willy Wonka. And it's all giving the government free kicks like this.
When I was told, Mr Speaker, that the member for Fairfax gave a speech about Charlie and the chocolate factory, I confess that the word Wonka was almost the word that came to mind.
Now, Cameron, this is a shocking government and the coalition needs to get their act together.
Well, they do, and the Albanese government is a target-rich environment, Sharri. I mean, there are so many mistakes they're making, so much hubris on show, and so much arrogance with the 94 seats they've got. And, Parliament's not even sitting, for instance, much this year. So, no, I mean, Ted O'Brien's got to do a lot better. Handing himself up like that to Chalmers. Chalmers is one of the best performers in Parliament. I mean, he's Paul Keating-esque in terms of his ability on the rhetorical reply. But, no, I mean, look, Ted O'Brien being called, a major wonka by his opposite number is not good news for him. And he's actually got to, quite clearly with the coalition, you've got to pull it together and got to get a lot better at being in opposition. Yeah,
I don't even know if they have the ability to do that with their current team. I want to go to the Defence Minister, Richard Marles. He's got a trip to Washington. Ben Packerman today, exclusive in The Australian, that he hasn't been able to lock in a meeting with the US Defence Secretary, Pete Hegseth. I mean, this is worrying, isn't it? Clearly, the Australia-US relationship, at least with the Trump administration, is on shaky ground under Albanese.
What is it with these Albanese ministers? I mean, the Prime Minister can't get a meeting with Trump, for love or money, can't even get a date at the sidebar of a conference. And Richard Marles goes off and plays golf probably in the US in his spare time now because he can't even get an opposite number meeting with the US Minister for Defence. I mean, this is terrible. This is terrible. And I mean, to your point before, Trump has met with every other G20 leader except Brazil and Mexico. So we're in the case of being Brazil, Mexico and Australia are the only ones who haven't had one-on-one meetings. Now Marles, in the middle of AUKUS, can't even get an opposite number meeting with the US Secretary of Defence. This is appalling, Sharri.
And his trip comes as there are now calls for Pillar 2 of AUKUS to be scaled back. We know Elbridge Colby's doing a review at the moment. What do you think the government should be doing to get AUKUS back on track? Because this is absolutely critical for our defence, particularly at a time when China's becoming more aggressive.
Well, we need to stop being foreign affairs duplicates. I mean, the duplicitousness of Wong and Albo is there for all to see, especially the US administration. I mean, their calls on Palestine are appalling, and we've discussed that before, Sharri. I mean, to break from allies like that. To go and have 6 days and cuddle pandas in China and not even have a 6-minute meeting or a phone call with Trump tells you where Albanese's priorities are and where the easy ground comes from. I mean, this is an Australian administration that is shredding our relationship with key allies and people that stood by our country and defended our country and our values with their military might. And that's the nature of it. I mean, Australia, if we have to defend ourselves, has to step up a big time. It wouldn't be 3.5% of our GDP, it'd be 10%. To even get close to what we need to do to defend our nation.
This is one of the reasons I love having you on the show, Cameron. I mean, you're very articulate, you write so well, but the point is that this current government is so far left. It's this socialist incarnation of Labor. The traditional right of the Labor Party is horrified by this current government. I mean, a lot of people don't speak publicly. They don't want to destroy relationships. But you do have the courage to call this out because it is so appalling how our country is changing under the likes of Albanese, Tony Burke, Penny Wong, Chris Bowen.
Well, I put Chris Bowen to one side. I like Chris, and I think he's actually doing a really good job on climate. We'll come to that as well. But no, look, I think on the other three, you're right. I mean, we've got a situation here where the Labor right, and I've been a Mahdi member for over 30 years, trade union member of the AWU, everything else. I'm really worried about where the Labor Party's gone under Albanese. And it's been by complete acquiescence on issues around our allies and, by sins of omission as well as sins of commission as well. as he's acquiesced and been weak on so many issues, Sharri. So on anti-Semitism, I mean, he only called out the IRGC today as a terrorist organisation. 7 years ago, the US already listed them. So, he wants to be congratulated for that. No, this is a guy who's brought kicking and screaming to the right decisions rather than naturally, as a Labor leader, already having that in his DNA and coming to the right conclusion anyway.
Yeah, his instincts are not in the right place. It's still that university activist mindset. Cameron, have a great time in London. We'll see you back in Australia soon.